Hello everybody, welcome to camp. This is our first activity. We're making little fire starters and striker helpers, I guess you'd call them. You're gonna need a couple things, so I'll read out the list and you can go pause the video right now and you can go grab the items. So for the fire starters, you're gonna need a cutout piece of cardboard egg carton. Don't use the plastic ones, they don't release chemicals, or they do release chemicals, but they don't release chemicals that are good for you or the environment. So I wouldn't suggest using those if you like your lungs in a good state. You have the dryer lint. I have a lot of it, but you don't need that much. You probably only need about this much dryer lint. You're gonna need some scissors, obviously, to cut out this thing. You're gonna need a way to light your candle, and to add on that, you're gonna need a candle. Wax is kind of a big part of fire starters, and also just to make your striker helper, you're gonna need a little bit of paper towel here, like this. So we're gonna start with fire starters, which are pretty simple to make actually. So you'll put your cup there, right here. And so then you're gonna take, just a little bit, should be like a meatball sized. You're gonna just pop it in there, push it down, but don't compact it too much. It should, be light and fluffy. It should, you can kind of see it there. Lighting from the camera isn't great, but you can see it here where it just goes over the edge. Try and prop it up. This is where step 2 comes in. You might want to get, if you're, in a lower scout section, like cubs or beavers, you might want to get one of your parents or guardians to help you with this. Next part, this one involves, hot wax. So you're gonna take a candle and you're gonna light the candle, like so. And you're not gonna light the lint. Actually, you're gonna hold the candle over it and drop hot wax. You can use a lot of things to substitute for the the dryer lint. You can use cotton balls. As I started to say, you can use a plethora of things as long as they're fluffy. Probably. Cotton balls is kind of the extent of it, but anything that has similar properties to cotton balls or dryer lint would be good. If you have pocket lint, it's effectively the same thing as dryer lint. You can use that. So yeah, if you don't use a dryer, you can use, cotton balls or whatever, if it's similar. So now that you have the top sufficiently coated in wax, as you can see here. You don't want all of it, but you want a lot of the top, mostly the center, to be covered in wax. You are now effectively done, and I'll show you a little time lapse. It's going to be like 3 or 4 seconds, but I'll show you what it looks like when you burn the fire starter.
Have some water near you. Alright, so you can see here, very minimal, one striker match would do the same thing. I used a lighter just for sake of convenience. But you can see here, this 20-second clip, I think actually might be a little more, this burned for 2 or 3 minutes, which is enough to, light a medium-sized log, start a fire. By themselves, you put this down, a couple small sticks and a medium-sized log, and almost like a lean-to configuration, you could start a pretty good fire, pretty effective.
Now we move on to the second craft of this camp, and obviously last one for today's, little activity log video thing. So this one's gonna be something you can use to help you when you are using a fire steel to light a fire, because you don't always have, a lighter to use. Sometimes you have to use a fire steel, if it runs out of fuel, or you don't have matches, or you forgot to bring it. Always good. So you're gonna need just a paper towel. This is like a Bounty paper towel. You have ripped be around 20 centimeters or 15 centimeters by 10 centimeters. And you know, your candle and your, you know, lighting device. So what you're gonna do here is you're gonna just roll up the paper towel, not too tight, but you know, tight enough where it would still keep its form after you light it. So you're gonna have something like this. It's gonna look like a little tube. I'm gonna light my candle quickly here off screen. Oh. But so I'm gonna light the candle. Just a little careful. And you're gonna try to carefully dip wax onto it so that it kinda hold it together. You have to be a little careful because you're gonna be dripping hot wax near your hand. Probably, being honest, something you probably don't want. Oh goodness, it's coming undone. You just want to find a point like here. Just go back a little more. You know, you're gonna want to make sure it dries and whatnot. Don't try and cover the whole thing. You know, you're gonna want to leave some area so you can still light it with a fire steel. That's the point of this. Of course, you can light it here or here. I'm probably gonna light it here, you know, for video purposes. But if you're lighting it normally, you'd light it from this side. You know, you'd put this down, you'd strike the fire steel here. It would catch here, it would burn up here, and you know, it would start your fire. Okay, let's do this time lapse.
You don't want to have water near, you know, if it gets out of hand or whatever. This one, you know, I used a lighter here, but if you're going to use a fire steel, you'd want to start from the side with a lot less wax on it. As long as you can catch it and get a small flame going, it should be fine. And it's good as a fire starter all by itself, too.
And there you go. There's your two little fire starters almost. The second one. You could use it as a fire starter, although probably not as effective as our first little egg carton one. But, you know, you could use both of them to start a fire, especially the second one if you needed to. You know, quite portable. You can, you know, put it in a bag. Not have to worry about it taking up too much space. Yeah, thank you guys for coming to this first, you know, little activity. And I'll see you maybe in a little bit of time for our second activity.